There we go. All right, so DSD and who we are. We are a team that's dedicated software and IT experts, consultants, and CPAs, and we do focus on delivering an exceptional software solution to our customers and prospects to enable business efficiency, growth, and success. We provide an expertise in selection, configurations, implementations, and ongoing support for business management softwares, and that also includes IT infrastructure necessary to support those as well. So DSD has been in business for over 36, actually about 37 years now. We've done over 5,000 custom implementations across our products, and we've served well over 9,000 businesses. We are an Acumatica Gold Certified Partner, which means we are a top tier partner with Acumatica. And you can see some of our other accreditations as well to the right, as well as achievements from DSD. We are located in San Diego, California. We have over 45 offices throughout North America, and that number is growing. Moreover, we do have remote colleagues all over the United States. So no matter where you are, what time zone you may be in, we've always got somebody here that would be able to assist no matter what the issue or questions or concerns may be. So DSD and our trusted solutions. So what you'll see here, Acumatica has got different editions of the solution itself. General business, which is core financials, and everything is built around that, such as our editions like distribution, manufacturing, commerce, and field service edition, as well as the newer construction edition as well, if that field fits you. We are also a Criterion and Sage reseller as well, so those are also in our portfolio. So we are fully invested into Acumatica. What you see here, these are badges that we are required to earn and be certified in with Acumatica. Even though we may have an investment with them, they do not just give us these because we're in that realm with them. We earn these by being certified, and we do have to be recertified in these every 2 years. Acumatica comes out with 2 updates per year, typically one in the spring and one in the fall. And because those updates are not just for bugs and patch fixes, those are also for a lot of feature updates and upgrades as well. So as those roll out, we do have to be recertified in those, and we have to roll with those punches as Acumatica provides them. So a lot of companies today have a lot of disconnected business functions. You may be using multiple softwares. You may have issues in being able to tile that together, which can result in a lot of results that you see here: duplicate data entry, incorrect information, multiple software products to learn and update. And that goes into those increasing maintenance costs for all those outdated legacy systems and those support plans that you may be paying for each year for all of those. Acumatica's goal is to bring all of those functions together for one solidified solution. This helps bring an instant update across all systems, so you're not waiting until midnight to be able to have updates on those systems. You get a single version of the truth, improved productivity, fewer systems to maintain, and one of my favorite pieces is the mobile workforce, which we'll talk about here in just a couple of minutes. Ultimate goal is to be more efficient and successful, and Acumatica does really help with that in the business world. So one thing you'll notice about Acumatica is they give their customers what's called a bill of rights. I'm not going to go through all 10 of these, but there are a couple that I want to point out that, unlike our competitors, are extremely beneficial to anybody who does get with Acumatica. You know, some of the most important ones are going to be consumption-based licensing that doesn't inhibit growth. Basically what this means is Acumatica does not charge for pay-user licensing. The sustainable pricing with annual increases of no more than 3%. This year was about a 1.5% increase. Some year there are no percent increases, but the max you will ever get per this Bill of Rights is 3%. The other most important piece is access to your data anytime. So you would have access no matter whether you have Acumatica host this for you, you have a trusted partner that does your hosting for you now, or even if you were to host it on your own cloud servers on premise. You'll always have access to it, whether you're on or off Acumatica's subscription. So I'm not going to go through this whole slide, but this is just showing that Acumatica is a future-proof platform. You know, top left, you'll see our general business editions, and these are based on sizing of what your business may be, users and commercial transaction volume, which is how they base their licensing on. So you've got small business, advanced, and enterprise, depending on your business size. And as I said earlier, everything is built around core financials. What you see to the right are just some additional modules that you can add off of those general business editions. And then you've got your industry edition, which is distribution, commerce, manufacturing, construction, and field services as well. And then some of those subsequent modules for those. Skipping down towards the bottom, Acumatica is built on a SQL Server database. It is hosted by Acumatica as a true SaaS product on Amazon Web Services, but it is compatible with Microsoft Azure as well. And it is developed on .NET Framework with HTML5, which again makes it future-proof. It's not an old converted legacy product. It is ready for ongoing growth. So a moment ago, I mentioned the licensing piece. Acumatica does not charge per user. Basically, they just take your commercial transaction volume per month. That would be AR invoices, AP invoices, sales orders, things like that. And then we just base what type of the size environment that you need on your server for optimal performance. So everybody would have access no matter when or where they're at. And then it removes all your business bottleneck to be able to include that efficiency and productivity needed to make sure that everybody has access when and where they do need it. As far as security goes, Acumatica has plenty of security for you to make sure that you have peace of mind. It is SOC Type 1 and 2 compliant, and it is also PCS compliant as well for those that are taking payments within Acumatica. As far as other security, it does have enterprise-grade security, such as server-side logic, excuse me. And then it's also got a robust authentication built in, such as two-factor authentication for that extra step of security. So Acumatica does have full open APIs, and basically this just makes it to where it is compatible with just about everything. If Acumatica's got over 200 independent service vendors, some of which you see here, Salesforce, Office 365, BigCommerce. There are others beyond this slide, but Avalara for tax. These are all certified applications just to give you a taste of some of the out-of-the-box integrations that Acumatica has. If you have a product that does not have an out-of-the-box integration with those open APIs, we can make those communicate with each other where it would be a seamless function between the two products. So some recognition and awards for Acumatica. Recently, Acumatica has won multiple product awards such as Best Cloud ERP, Best Manufacturing Solution, and Best ERP Solution. And just recently, IDC MarketScapes, which isn't on here, actually listed it as best mid-market ERP solution compared to our competitors. For those that haven't heard of the CODI Awards, the CODI Awards are among the most prestigious technology awards that are out there. Acumatica has won CODI Awards, so that is great for them. And then just recently, both Gartner and G2 Crowd again, multiple times they've done this for Acumatica, but they have ranked it best for customer satisfaction and reliability as well. So some really great accolades for Acumatica from those platforms. So this slide is just showing the ever-growing number of Acumatica and the customer base that it's continued to bring on. Acumatica has become a major player in the cloud ERP space among some of the larger names that I'm sure most of you may know. This slide could go on forever, and this number does grow daily. So Acumatica has made very large strides since its inception years ago. So just some pieces on business intelligence and analytics. There are over 250 standard reports that require no-code custom pieces to them. And then it also has integrations and relations with Power BI, Tableau, and other ISV solutions. There also has capabilities of customizing and configuring your own reports should the out-of-the-box reports or the canned reports aren't doing it for you, but there's a lot of flexibility within Acumatica for you to be able to create and show your own reports as you need them. So a few minutes ago, I had mentioned the mobile workforce, and this really is one of my favorite pieces. A lot of our competitors may or may not have some mobile pieces, but one of the great things is you can use Acumatica as it's web browser based, as long as you have access to an internet connection and any web browser on any device that's compatible or capable, it will work, whether that's a cell phone, a tablet, a laptop, a desktop. even an Apple Watch, and it's compatible with Alexa and Siri as well. No matter what screen or device you're using, it always looks the same, and it always adjusts based on your screen size. Whether you're using it in your web browser on a desktop or a cell phone, it's always the same. All of your updates are always instant and are always sent back with a quick refresh back to your home office or where that information may need to be seen. And it's always instantaneous. So just a great feature that Acumatica gives you out of the box. So one of the big pieces that Acumatica has been so successful with is arming its customers with as much training as they could possibly have. Acumatica Open University allows anybody, whether they are a customer or not, to be able to take any training that you may need outside of going through implementation or being able to reach out to Acumatica for questions. There is lots of free videos and instructional pieces on Acumatica Open University that's always free. If you wanted to get off this webinar today and go take a look and start watching videos on Open University, you are completely free to do so. This is also going to be used through implementation as a blended training approach because it's very comprehensive. We do utilize this feature as we implement software with our customers. And with that, I will go ahead and complete my piece, and I will hand this over to Nicole so that way she can show you what you guys came here to see today. Nicole, I will pass it to you.
Thanks, PJ. Let's see here. Okay. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Hopefully you guys can all see this okay. And yep. Thanks. I'm going to go ahead and start from the very beginning and start out with logging into Acumatica. As PJ mentioned before, Acumatica does support things such as single sign-on and two-factor authentication. I can even use Face ID when I'm logging in on my iPhone. For purposes of this demo, I'm just going to go ahead and log in through the standard authentication method. And I'm going to be logging into my Acumatica system as an employee of this particular business, which is Oscorp Industries. Just to give you guys a brief overview of some of the different features of the interface and the UI, for those of you who are not familiar with Acumatica. As PJ stated before, it's a web-based, browser-based interface, which means no matter where I'm located, as long as I have access to the internet, I can have access to my Acumatica system. Speaking to just a couple of things that he also mentioned as far as the screens and the layout. Again, sometimes people, especially folks coming off of legacy systems, hear people say things like, oh, the screens will adjust no matter where you're located, and they get a little bit nervous. But Acumatica really does a good job of adjusting the screens and making things present nicely on your device, no matter what sort of device you're on, whether that be a tablet, an Apple computer, any sort of operating system or device. As long as you have access to the internet, you're going to be able to access your Acumatica system. I have my system set to automatically log me into a dashboard. Each user can customize each user can customize what they want their Acumatica homepage to be. I've set mine to be a controller dashboard so that when I log in, I can automatically see a number of different information regarding what's going on with my customers. This is, again, dashboards are fully customizable, and a lot of times people are tweaking these and tailoring these to their specific needs. But there's a wide variety of dashboards that you can use within the system, and you can create dashboards for particular users, particular roles, whether that be a controller or a warehouse manager. You can get that high-level overview of the information that you want to see every day when you come into the system. Other things that I can do within inside of Acumatica, really nice features just to kind of touch on. I also have favorites where I can mark different favorites within my menu. I can also visit this recent activity. So if there's customers or different information that I'm accessing, my computer is running a little bit slow, I can see recent records that I've accessed, and I can also favorite particular records as well. So if you notice here, I have a favorite customer, Stark Industries, that I've flagged. I can flag additional records or customers, all different types of information as favorite records, and quickly and easily visit screens that I've recently viewed during my day or during the week. Okay. If I look at I look at Stark Industries, computer solution. I can see all of the customer information relating to this particular customer quickly and easily. I can also view additional details, customer details. And I can see the entire history of different things that have occurred with that particular customer. Okay. You'll also notice in my menu, I have a wide variety of stuff in here. As PJ mentioned before too, there's a wide variety of modules and features that we have available within inside of Acumatica compared to a lot of other systems. Things like fixed assets, multi-currency, contract management, deferred revenue, processing of production orders, support cases, managing your support queue, field services, equipment maintenance. All of these are available features with different additions or but not ISV solutions or add-ons. These are all part of the core product and are optional for you to use according to your business. If I look at another dashboard, for example, like the support manager, I can see different open cases, cases by owner. I noticed too, Stark Industries has a number of open cases. So I see a lot of different information from a multitude of modules without any sort of add-ons or ISV solutions, all just part of the core product. So that's just a brief overview of the Acumatica user interface. But what we're going to focus on today is B2B ordering and the customer portal. So let me go ahead and switch my browser for a second. And I am going to log into my Acumatica customer portal as one of the customers of Oscorp Industries. So in this scenario, I am going to be logging in as Tony, and I have my own company called Stark Industries, and I'm going to log into this customer portal. If you notice from before, this is a completely different look and feel than the previous web page that we looked at because I've customized the customer portal to be more customer friendly. So you can do things as far as customizing the logon page images, displaying your logo, and then you provide your customer with those credentials so that they can log in and see information important to their account. Go ahead and log in. Okay, so you notice that this interface is a bit different than the interface that we looked at before. Again, this is a completely different website that the customer is accessing, and what they're essentially seeing is a very much narrowed down version of Acumatica, giving them a mechanism to place their own orders and view any sort of information that they may need to see relating to their account. So again, I'm logged in as Tony. And today my plan is to place an order for some items that I want to order from Oscorp Industries. So first I'm going to go to browse catalog, excuse me. And it actually looks like I already have something sitting in my cart for $500 that I must have left from a previous session. Let me go ahead and open the cart to just view it and see what I have there. I can see here that I had already put this particular computer into my cart. I'm going to continue shopping and take a look again at some other items. Maybe I just want to browse and see what's out there and what's available. I can click here to say show available items only, and this is looking at all of my warehouse information to see how much of the quantities of all the items that are in my warehouses available to this customer to purchase. I'm going to go ahead and click this box here because I want to add another one of these, and I'm going to go ahead and add this to the cart. You'll see that my cart's now been updated for 2 items at $1,000. I'm going to go ahead and open that cart again just to review it. I see I have 2 of those laptops, $500. I'm going to go ahead and proceed to checkout because that's all I want to order today. And you'll see that I've been brought to the checkout screen where I can verify some of my information here. I can also select a ship via and how I want this to be shipped. These ship vias are all configured to be communicating with the carriers directly. So you'll see a little bit more of that as we work through the ordering process. But these are all tailored to exactly which ones you want to set up and which ones are available to your customers. I'm going to go ahead and pick FedEx Ground for this order. You'll notice that after I picked that particular ship via, Acumatica went out, rated that based on settings that I have in the item and configurations that I did in my inventory and distribution system to determine what it believes the freight price should be. So it added that freight automatically to the order. I can even type an additional note if I wanted to. I could set some different options here as far as shipping complete. But I'm going to go ahead and continue because I don't have any other changes I'd like to make. And I see one final view of my order before I go ahead and hit submit. I see the order total and again my items, and I'm going to go ahead and hit submit order. Once I hit submit order, it's going to automatically show me the sales order form. And this form again is completely customizable to what you want the customer to be able to print out, but they are able to print this out, or they can simply just exit or place more orders or look around the portal for more information. Let's take a quick sec and look at some of the other things that are available to this customer within the portal. So I'm going to click back on the logo in the upper left-hand corner. I can see again that I have things as far as browsing open cases, creating new support cases. I can view my documents. Let's go ahead and click there. And again, I'm only seeing my particular information for my company. So this is all of the open invoices that the customer, Stark Industries, has on their account. I can see that I have a total balance that I owe of about $2,400. I can see a previous payment that I made. I can also filter this particularly to just show me open documents. If there were particular invoices that I didn't think I had received and I wanted a paper copy, I could print those particular invoices as well. So there's a number of things that the customers can go in the system, in the customer portal, and do to receive their information, preventing you from having another phone call or asking another question. They can receive all this information on their own in the self-service portal. And again, other things too, like viewing any sort of open cases. I have a case that I created, and some people use these for either technical support issues, maybe with a product that they received, or it could be a billing question or just a question on their account. They can come in here and see any information regarding open cases relating to their account with Oscorp. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize this, and I'm going to switch back over, and I'm going to go to my Acumatica system and take a look at what I have open now. So now that that order has been placed on the customer portal, that's automatically in my Acumatica system. It's important to understand too that even though it's a separate site, it is the same database. So there's no synchronization that's happening back and forth. It's just a different portal for them to access it, but it's all writing to the exact same database. So no connector, no sync issues, going right into the exact same database as our Acumatica system. So one platform. Okay. I'm going to go to my shipping clerk tab here. And I'll notice that I have a number of orders that need to be picked and packed in the system. I have about 3 here for Stark Industries. This one here, the 3112, is actually the one that we just entered. I have my Acumatica system configured with automation steps to automatically go out, and any orders that are in the system where the items are available, it will start creating shipment records and putting them available to be picked and packed. It's obviously just one way to configure the system. Some people do not choose to do it that way. But I configured it so that no one has to go in and see what do we have available, what can be shipped, what can't be shipped. It looks at our customers' shipping rules as far as back orders allowed versus don't allow back orders, looks at our inventory and our stocking levels, and it creates that shipment for us and says, hey guys, in the warehouse, this is ready to be picked and packed. Okay, so let's take a quick look at that shipment. Sorry, my computer's a little slow today. So again, on this shipment, I can see that order, that item that Tony placed the order for. It's already looked at what location of these items need to be pulled out of. I can see other things within this shipment as well, as far as, again, that freight cost. If I wanted to, I could shop for rates, and it would check all the different carriers and give me different costs as far as shopping for the rates. It also went through and it determined what size box I should need for this order. It has not picked or packed anything. That's still left up to my warehouse personnel to do. But at this point, it's determined that we need a medium-sized box based on my weights and my volume and everything that I have configured on the item. Okay, so now I'm going to switch over to my mobile app, because as a picker, I'm going to now take this shipment and start picking and packing it. Okay. Let me switch over to my mobile app here, and we'll talk for a second about the mobile app interface. I've already logged in on the mobile app, but you'll notice that a lot of the different menu items that you see are the same sort of menu items that we saw in the main interface of the desktop. Again, I'm logging in as an Acumatica employee. The icons that are appearing are based on 2 things, one of which is what features and modules you have enabled on the system, as well as security, right? So typically a warehouse worker or a picker or a shipper is not necessarily going to see everything in this list. But for demo purposes, you can see a lot of the different things that are available to people when they log into the Acumatica app. We looked at things before as far as dashboards, different reports, even some of those dashboards that we had in our desktop app. We can open those same, oops, see, I got logged out, so it's logging me back in with my face. And here we go. So I'm going to go back to my warehouse manager. And again, this is my dashboard that we looked at on the desktop version. And, you know, we can see these dashboards right on the mobile app and see all that information regardless of where we're located. This mobile app is available for iOS and Android. So as long as you have an iOS or an Android app, you can download this for free. As a picker, I'm going to go into the warehouse management area, and I'm going to go through the pick, pack, and ship process. Now, again, because I configured automation steps to automatically start creating that shipment, in that process, it would have printed out the picking list for the shipper, or for the picker, excuse me, for them to start picking the order. So I'm going to go ahead and scan my printout here with my pick list. There's my shipment number. It says the shipment is loaded and ready to be processed. And again, this mobile app, I'm not using any sort of special device, no special hardware. This is just the free mobile app that's available online. Now it says scan the item. So let's go ahead and scan the first item on my pick list or on the item itself. So it confirmed the picking of 1. I'm going to say okay. The computer's a little slow today. So, and 1 more. Oops. My internet's a little slow today. Okay. Let's say okay. Let's do this one more time. Sorry. Okay. Back up for a second. Might have been my fault there. Let's go ahead and just pull this one back up. And obviously these sorts of things can happen in the warehouse too. So let's go ahead and hit review. Let's just take a play. Okay. Okay, so I hit the review button. Sorry, the internet's lagging a little bit, so it was a bit behind. I hit review within the picking screen so that I could see exactly how much I had picked so far, and it says I've only picked 1. So I'm just going to back up here and let's scan the barcode of the item one more time. Okay. Now it's added that second one that I needed to add to the order. And it's telling me that the shipment has been picked. Now I'm just going to change modes and I'm going to go ahead and pack the shipment. Again, the packing mode is a little bit different. And if you remember back from what you see here, the system's already determined that I need a medium box. So I'm going to be packing this into the medium box and I'm going to scan the barcode of the item as the packer. I have 1 that I'm adding into here. And I've only added 1 so far. Let me add 1 more. Okay. And now it tells me that the shipment is packed. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and say okay. And then I'm going to hit my dots at the bottom of the screen and I'm going to confirm the shipment. At this point, when the confirmation is happening, Acumatica is actually going out and processing that shipment and creating the label for the shipment to be shipped out. And again, using things like automation rules and Device Hub, once that confirmation happens, that shipping label can print out automatically in my warehouse printer. So I'm going to just refresh this screen actually. And we'll take a look at the same shipment again, now that the picker and packer have done their part. So this shipment has now changed to a status of confirmed. If I look at my packages, I can see again that it went out, it communicated with my carrier, returned the tracking number into the screen, and I can also click here if I want to see the label that printed out, and I can see that shipping label right in the system, okay? A really nice thing about that is if you have to reprint the label, or if you need to see what the label actually looked like or how the label printed out, that label is always stored within the system, okay? So let me go back into my shipment one more time to close out that screen. And the last part of the shipping process is going to be that I want to create an invoice and close out this shipment. So I'm going to go ahead and just click on prepare invoice, not doing any sort of batch processing here or anything else. In this scenario, you know, typically the shipper might want to prepare the invoice so that they can print it out and put it in the box with the order. You can also just have those invoices automatically emailed out to your customer. So this brings me right over to the invoicing screen. And again, this is a B2B transaction. So Tony is on net 30 terms. We're not accepting any sort of payments at this point, but this is my sort of last chance to review this invoice. I'm going to go ahead and release it because everything looks good on this invoice. If I wanted to print it out, I could print it out directly from here from the reports menu. Now, while that's releasing, you can switch back over to the customer's portal as if I were Tony, right? And I want to check on my orders. So let me go into my orders and see what I have out there. I can tell that Tony and Oscorp have been super busy over the last few days. And there's a lot of orders that were placed in the system, most of which have all been completed. That's great. Everything was processing through. Everything was shipped out in a really fast manner, 1-day turnaround. There's a couple of orders that are still in the shipping process, but that's okay. When I go to my profile and I look at my documents, again, now I'm looking at my outstanding balance. I see here that I have an outstanding balance of about $3,500. At this point, I would probably let my account rep or someone else know. I might be mailing in a check. I might need to make a credit card payment to pay off this balance. We're going to go ahead and let's say that Tony calls Oscorp and said, hey guys, just run my entire balance on that I have on my account on my credit card that I have on file, right? So Tony knows that because he's coming in here and he's looking. We're not waiting for him to get a statement or anything else. He went in, he looked, he saw he has his balance he has to get taken care of, and he says, go ahead, run my card. So now I'm going to switch back over to my system being the Oscorp employee, right? And I'm going to go into Tony's account. And let me go ahead again and look at the receivables. And I'm going to go to my customer. Oh, but I should remember though that I've got Tony on the phone right now and I don't want to take time to find his account. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to my recent activity, and I know that I have him saved as a favorite. So I'm going to go right there and visit Tony's account. I want to check and see what he has for an open balance. He gave me the amount, but I just kind of want to see what we've got here. Okay, 35 $38.84. Okay. He said go ahead and place that amount on his card. So I'm going to go under my actions and create a payment. And this is going to bring me directly into the payments and applications screen where it's filled out that particular customer, Stark Industries. This payment method is connected, directly to authorized.net. And I already have a card saved on file for Tony and set as his default card, so it's populated that in here as well. If I wanted to, I could say new card if he had a different card and add that in the system. But I'm going to go ahead and put that same amount that that I know that he has as an open balance here. I'm going to load the documents as what he has on open. And that's now loaded all of his open invoices and all of the amount paid. And we can look here to see what those balances of all those invoices will be, all of his customer portal sales that he's been doing. We're paying all those. I'm going to go ahead and capture the payment. And again, this is going out to authorized.net and authorizing that card for this amount. Let's hope Tony still has enough credit left on his credit card, but I think he probably does. And again, you'll see if I look here, I can see things like credit card processing info and see that this has been authorized and captured. The transaction has been approved. It's completed. This payment is closed because there's nothing else to apply with it. If we look at our application history of this payment, we can see all the invoices that this was applied to. If I look back at this particular, this is not what I wanted to click. If I look at this particular invoice, again, that was the invoice I believe that we just shipped out. I can look at that invoice directly from the screen. And we'll see the details on this invoice as the balance is now 0. I see what the total amount was. And even from this screen, I can go back and see that particular credit card payment information, the payment reference number that was returned from authorized.net. I can see, and again, the details of what he particularly ordered. So not a super long demo, pretty quick, but that's, you know, except for the speed issues a little bit on my own computer, it's very quick and easy to place an order on the B2B portal and process it fully through the system using a number of different tools such as the desktop app, the mobile app, and the customer, again, being able to place that order on the customer portal and see that information from their own particular view. Do we have any, am I passing this back over to me, or do you have any questions?
Yeah, we did get a few questions, so let's see if we have time to address all of them. So one of the questions that I think you just kind of touched on was, can you hide certain information from customers?
Yeah, so one of the things too that's really great about Acumatica is it really is, not only is it an ERP system, you know, speaking to one of the things that I think PJ mentioned in the beginning is it's an entire platform, right? So it's very easily customizable. I've not seen, you know, it's very easy to hide things either from a security level or from a customization standpoint. So yes, a lot of that information can be restricted in a number of different ways, or you can add additional information as well to either the portal or even the mobile app.
Great, awesome. So I think in a similar maybe question type, can you place payments directly on the portal? I think Kim touched on that.
So out of the box, you cannot enter payments directly on the portal, but I do believe that that is something that Acumatica is currently working on for a future release. And I do believe that there may be possibly some ISV solutions that may assist with that as well, but that is a new feature that's supposed to be coming out soon.
Great. Another, can you create notifications to notify the warehouse or sales staff when new orders are placed on the portal?
Yes, absolutely. So whether it be a case notification or a order notification, Acumatica gives you a ton of different options for creating different notifications, either via the automation rules or either that or by using dashboards. A lot of times people are also going in using those dashboards, and that's their one home screen. So sometimes within the dashboard as well, people will highlight the new stuff that's just come in today. So it can either be done with dashboards or automation.
Perfect. Another, can you do other customizations with the portal? I think you showed the colors, but can you do others?
Yeah, I did some just basic customization as far as the colors and the logos. For some more robust customizations, we have people at DSD who can kind of really dig in and do much deeper customizations as far as customizing the look and feel. If you have someone even on staff who's knowledgeable in things like HTML and CSS, you can get as deep or as you want to or need to with it. Sure.
Yeah, that's good news. Okay, another, when shopping in B2B portal, can you display images of items? And then sort of a sub question or maybe additional detail, can you put items in categories for ease of shopping?
Yes. So if I'm still showing my screen here, let me go to the catalog and show you this briefly. One way to do it, sort of the out of the box way to see some of the images. If I click here on this Acer laptop computer, this will actually drill in and show me the image that's directly inside of Acumatica, again, because it's communicating back and forth with my Acumatica system. This is not a separate database of images. So I can see it here. I do believe that there's other ways to customize this screen where you could maybe see it in a grid view, but out of the box, by clicking here, you could see the item details and get a better picture of that particular item. Was that all of that? Did I answer all of that question?
I think so. Yeah, display images of items. Maybe that's on the shopping cart side. So you're in the
yeah,
sort of
this is the shopping cart.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, awesome. So I think that addressed them. Another is the portal mobile optimized and is scanning available on website to add to cart?
That I don't, I mean, I don't know if it's mobile optimized. I've actually never tested that, but I'll have to test that after the call.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I kind of almost assume so. I don't know.
I would assume so, but I just never like to speak out of turn. I would assume it would render fine, just like most of the other Acumatica screens do. So I'd have to take a look at that though.
Yeah, great question.
Very good. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we have a couple more minutes if anyone else wants to kind of chime in. But
one other just sort of touch point that I wanted to make a note of is, you know, I touched on it very briefly as far as the fact that, you know, Acumatica is a platform that offers a lot of different things out of the box, you know, like fixed assets and things like that. But it is also multi-currency and multilingual compatible as well. We have a customer who has 2 offices, one in the US and one in Taiwan. The users in Taiwan log into Acumatica and they see everything in Acumatica translated with their characters in their language. So Acumatica has that multilingual, multi-currency abilities. So even from a shopping cart standpoint, you know, anyone, again, from anywhere in the world can access this information.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. Yep, I think that does it for our questions we can address today here. Some maybe a little too deep, and so we might have to follow up. But with that, we'll go ahead and pass to PJ for close.
Great, thanks, Kim. So give me just a second. I do want to put my contact information up here, so that way if you guys have any questions regarding Acumatica or would like to see a tailored demo, I would be glad to go ahead and get that set up, and you guys can feel free to reach out to me. So bear with me for just 1 second here. Had a little bit of technical difficulty with my screen popping up, so bear with me for just a second. There we go. All right. Sorry about that, guys. So again, my name is PJ Jordy. I am the Business Development Manager for DSD. Please feel free to keep my email, my office number and extension, or my cell phone, which you can reach me at. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, so I'm Eastern, but I do work, you know, not necessarily Eastern hours, especially because a lot of our stuff, and we're based out of San Diego. So we look forward to speaking with you guys, and thank you for your time today, and hope to speak with you guys regarding Acumatica soon.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a great day.